Hello? Hello? What page is that?
Start on page 1,
Page 1. And then?
and page 67.
Page 67. Good morning, everyone. So today we will do Guru Rinpoche's talk, a very special day for Padmasambhava followers and Vajrayana student in general, and particularly Padmasambhava's followers, student, practitioners. If we are Vajrayana practitioner, then it is essential to do the talk without missing every 10 day, because otherwise it wouldn't be a Vajrayana practitioner. If your mind is for 30 days in a month carried away by the impure phenomena, then you will never come out of pure phenomena. You will always remain in impure world, impure phenomenal experience. And then what will happen if we remain in impure phenomena existence? Your suffering and confusion will continuously prolong, and cyclic existence will be without any possibility of ceasing. And that's what we don't want, none of us want. We all want samsara to cease. Right at this instant, in fact, we all want. Especially we are seeing so many kinds of suffering, more than ever before. Pandemic, sickness, and many, many other kinds that each person going through the individual karma. And all those are a result of still being trapped in our three poisons: our ignorance, our aggression, our attachment. We're still being trapped in that. Due to that impure phenomena arises, and then the ceaseless suffering which continues with that. So with Guru Rinpoche practice, with Chok practice, when we do Chok practice, we are invoking the minds of the Buddhas. We are invoking the Lama Yidam Dakinis, which are in essence the essence of three kayas: Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. And the three kaya is the essence of the nature of the mind. Our present world experience, for example, when we try to look at it, where are you right now? What are you experiencing? You experience the realm of Nirmanakaya realm. Out of the three kayas, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya, absolutely we are not in Dharmakaya. Most people, maybe 1% is in Dharmakaya, those who realize. It is said that it is so hard to realize the essence, the nature of the mind. Even among monks, let's say as an example, generally as the congregation of monks, out of 2,000 is giving like an example. Out of 2,000, there may be one who is realized. That's how difficult it is to be in the three kayas realization. So given the given the lifestyle, I would say lifestyle, that the way we live, being carried away by our habits from immemorial time, you know, we engross with ignorance, we engross with attachment, we engross with aggression, and we have jealousy, we have envy, all those things we live. And then we find all kinds of excuses. Oh, I'm busy, I don't have time to do practice. Or when you have time, we have time to do frivolous things, but we don't have time to do practice. And we find all kinds of excuses. All those excuses are nothing else than one's obscuration, in fact. We don't realize that. We think, oh yeah, I have to do this, I have to do that. Yes, you have to do. But then you have not really given the priority deep inside. Where am I really going to achieve my happiness and freedom? Definitely not through frivolous nature. Our afflictive emotions are not the source of our happiness. Our afflictive emotion, the source of further adding confusion and suffering. And that's exactly what's happening. It has happened in the past, it has happened in the present, and it's going to happen in the future too. So how we call ourselves practitioner is very questionable. You know, like in 24 hours, we get taught to our bodhicitta mind maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes. Yes, you're doing your practice, you know. Yeah, I'm doing my ngundu, I'm doing my... But if you don't have the proper intention and the proper genuine focus, starting with the ngundu's practitioner, starting with the four reflection, the precious human rebirth, the impermanence, the cause and effect, and the nature of samsara. You know, without properly reflecting on that, you already missed the whole practice. You have to go, there's a reason why the four outer turning the mind, you know, there's a reason why that is first part for outer ngundu. Then it's the five inner ngundus. Each one take you step by step by step to deeper level, making your mind free of obscuration, making your mind clearly on the seeing your essence. Ultra-Guru Yoga practice. But we just do it like a routine thing, you know, like, oh, I have to do my ngundu. Okay, I just finish it, you know, that's it. So you've done your practice, but not really, you haven't done it genuinely. You need to focus your mind genuinely when you do Dharma. Anything in life, if you focus 100%, then you get the benefit 100%. If you do it partially, you get the partial thing, you get partial blessing, and your mind is not there. And it's so easy to get sucked into the habitual world of duality and samsaric phenomena that you're used from immemorial time. So, what will happen? You do day by day until you die. Not much. You know, yes, you had made aspiration time to time, but you live in a world of aspiration. That's not good enough for a practitioner. Those who live in hope, very questionable. Will you be able to have confidence that what will happen in the bardo? Will you be able to have confidence that how you can deal with your afflictive emotion right now? Or will you be able to handle when you're about to die, or when you're dead, then how will you handle just with hope and aspiration? That's not considered a great practitioner. That's a very low-level practitioner approach. So you have to practice the lineage of practitioner, the lineage of Padmasambhava, with incredible teaching Padmasambhava and Yishi Tsogel, that they have left for us from Dharma teaching, concealed in the earth, concealed in the space, concealed in the mind of the Tertun, and reveal that for the future generations' benefit. And yet with all the richness of Dharma, we spend like 23 hours in distraction in one day, and maybe 1 hour also partially. There's no possible to get realization. You're just going to live in the world of hope. World of hope is not good enough. You don't know what will happen to you. So therefore you must if you love yourself, if you care about yourself, you need to think very deeply, how much percentage of bodhicitta is required for you to get enlightened. Or just living with the dualistic afflictive emotion is okay with you. If you think that's okay with you, if you think this suffering and continuation of confusion is okay with you, you can carry on with that. But if you think this is not okay, I don't want this confusion, I don't want the trap in this duality, then we need to focus. Like Milarepa said, after all, first of all, many events took Milarepa to the situation that, to sum it up, after all the black magic that he did and all the harmful actions that happened due to the black magic, killing and suffering and tremendous thing, then he said, I have no chance, I have no hope. I'm definitely, due to this negative action, I'm gonna no hope to get to a better place. And he said, I fear the death, and death will come. And then the suffering, not only right now, but the continuation of different realms, such as the lower realm. And then he practiced so with dedication that today, among the practitioner, how one has to be, at least we can follow partial example of Milarepa, will be great practitioner. I think we need to reflect more. If you can measure yourself in 24 hours, how much your mind stays, whether it's relative bodhicitta or whether it's absolute bodhicitta, then you can measure yourself. In the 7 points of mind training, Jamgon Kongtrul, he said, out of 2 kinds of measurement, others' judgment and your own judgment about yourself. Your own judgment is clear because you know about yourself more than anybody knows. You knows about your passions, your neuroses, your emotions, your thoughts. Others will always say, oh yeah, how wonderful you are. Whenever you see most people on the street, unless you get into some kind of fight, most people will say, oh, you are so great. In fact, samsaric beings are not that particularly great when you try to dig inside. There's lots of obscurations and that needs to be worked on. And now we are so fortunate that the teaching, first of all, historical Buddha, from Four Noble Truth teaching. Now try to examine yourself. Do you have all the qualities of Four Noble Truth in yourself? Have you seen the suffering? Have you abandoned the cause of suffering? Have you experienced cessation? Are you following the path? How much? Yes, you can say, yes, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a practitioner. But how much you're following? Very big question mark. Then look at the Bodhisattva Yana path. The way of the Buddhist Shantidevas, Bodhicharavatara teaching, he explained. Are we following the four immeasurable in our life? Are we following, immeasurable compassion? Are we following immeasurable kindness? Are we following immeasurable rejoice? Are we following immeasurable equanimity? That's also questionable. Then on the Vajrayana level, one is supposed to see the basic goodness in all being and oneself. All men into Dhaka, all women into Dakini. To have this big heart, which means you're able to laugh, you're able to have the sense of humor instead of judging. Instead of judging. In judgment, there is no sense of humor. We know any person who is very judgmental, nobody wants to be around that person. It's very difficult to be with a personality, very judgmental personality. Whether it's remarks of sexes, whether remarks of races, whether it's remark of any kind of thing, that's not the Mahayana path. Mahayana path, you have to include every being, regardless of their lifestyle, regardless of their sex, regardless of their race, regardless of whatever. Every being has Buddha nature. Every being wants happiness. You have to inclusive. It's not exclusive, inclusive. So we really have to train our mind. So therefore, Jamgon Kongtrul, in the 7 points of mind training, he said out of 2 kinds of judgment or measurement about yourself, you know better about yourself than anybody else. So you should rely on yourself. In order to rely on yourself, we need to know how to rely. We need to have some perspective, the study of bodhicitta mind, the study of all the dharma, so then we know how to judge ourselves. Otherwise, we will not know. Someone who had never learned dharma, they think ego is great. Especially those who believe in notion of, there are a lot of confusion. One time I know a friend of mine who is a Hindu. And in Hinduism, one believes in soul, Atma. And everyone have no clear understanding what soul means, what Atma means. But they think it's something inherent, independent state. And they relate that independent state, of course, since they cannot see the Atma, they cannot see the nature. From the Buddhist point of view, anyone who have not seen the nature of their mind, there's no way. How would you relate to the soul? How are you going to relate to the soul? How do you identify soul? The only way people can relate to a soul is through some emotion. Like, I think, therefore, I exist. What was the Greek saying? Oh, I think, therefore, I am. I think, therefore, I am. Yes, there's a soul eternity because I think there is. That's pretty much it. How far you can go. So now, as far as the thought is concerned, thought is impermanence. And one say soul is permanent. The way you relate to identify the soul is through an impermanence emotion. And now where do you find that permanent soul? It's very interesting. So you see, it's no idea, but one wants to believe that everything, there's something internal, eternal, real. So there's a lot of confusion. So one time, I went to retreat. So after my retreat, I met my friend. And then he said, of course, in retreat, sometimes it's not easy. The physically it's not that easy also, and then, there are things it's not like, going to the beach. So then he said, yeah, you should listen to your soul. My friends, you should take it easy, he said. You should listen to your soul. You see, so much confusion. What is soul? What is emotion? People have no idea. They cannot differentiate between emotion and soul, between thoughts. And so what is soul, so finally? So therefore, anyway, don't want to drag you into that, but just a brief sharing with you. But the thing is, now when we do the talk, when we do Dharma practice, and particularly, as I said, the presentation that Padmasambhava has given us, this teaching, is basically how to open up and reveal one's inner nature. What is the true inner nature? The three qualities of the essence mind. In essence is empty, in nature is clarity, and all-pervading compassion. Ngo tongpa, rangjin sewa, tukji kunkyap. The nature of the mind is essence is empty. It's not just mere empty, but it has a clarity expression. And the essence and expression and union gives the birth to compassion. So, therefore, it is said that if you truly, genuinely experience emptiness, then you have unceasing compassion to all beings. To have realization of emptiness and not to have compassion is almost saying there's a fire without heat and sun without light. That's impossible. If there's sun, there's a light. If there's a fire, there's a heat. Same thing, because the realization of that naturally reach out. But at the same time, that mind, that wisdom mind is such compared to dualistic mind, which can get sucked into a compassionate mind, let's say. A compassionate dualistic mind can get sucked into, and then one can also, very hard to maintain that. There's still a lot of confusion. So it is said that compassion alone cannot make a person enlightened. You need the wisdom. Compassion without wisdom is still a conceptual mind. It's still a dualistic thought. You need to realize the essence. Because you can have compassion based on ego, and yes, you can say, oh, there is no ego in compassion. But that's, if one has not realized the essence of emptiness, that compassion is naturally involved to some degree of ego, without any question. It may be not the gross ego, but it may be the subtle ego. So all those are obscuration. You see, our mind, we have a long way to go. Therefore, we have to train in relative bodhicitta, we have to train in absolute bodhicitta. And then, particularly, like when we did it so, when we do Padmasambhava practice, Lama Yidam Dakini practice, those essence take us to the realization of our three kayas mind. Therefore, it's very special. Therefore, it's very powerful. So I don't want to say too much now. We should do the talk. Please do with great, when you read the refuge, bring your mind towards the refuge genuinely. When you read the bodhicitta, also bring genuine bodhicitta. And then the, actual practice. Now, in this practice, generally when we do the leg bone practice, Tsuki Tuktik, this Sok practice, there's also two ways of doing this. So far, when you look at the actual part, the main sadhana after refuge in bodhicitta, and after you remove obstacles, then you enter the true nature path, which is the main sadhana. In the main sadhana, at the present, it says, myself as ordinary, and then the Legbun Gurumbachi there. That's what it generally says in the general text. But then once those who realize higher, the oneself is not ordinary. The moment you try to see yourself ordinary, you're bringing the, all your baggage with you. Ordinary baggage. So there is a yidam practice also, there is, And right now that's not what everyone does. That's a secret practice of this. How to identify, of course, if you have realized emptiness, then it doesn't matter what you read, you can say this or you can say that. You realize the essence that transcends everything. But those who have, on the path, for the beginners, this is the general way. But then those who are a little bit more advanced, then one can visualize oneself into yidam. There is also a practice of that in this. So that may be some other day in the future. So at the moment, let's do what it says in the text. Okay? All right. Nosi Namdar. Yeah, so now first is eight auspicious prayer, page
1.
Page 1. Nosi Namdar Raji Lundu Be Dashi Chhoje Jina Jubai Sangi Judan Gindin Pabezo Gunla Chaze Daja Dashi Shu Demi Gabo Zeden Dundu Chembe Jimbe Gata Badamba Kuna Gumba Jaje Daba Je Lumbu Darba Zelda Bada Simje Damje Lagung Dabe Be Yizam Zeba Zeraba Dabal De Tenzam Debe Dashi Bebe Devara Shikpa Gela Chaza Lo Jambe Juno Balden Durjeze Jere Sigwang Gumbu Jambe Say Nyingbo Depa Nambra Se Namge Nyingbo Bajo Kundu Zang Ube Duje Begara Lujin Nubu Dawa Riti Nyima Yi Chase Le Nam Daji Beki Jo Janju Semba Gela Chaza Rinjin Dujo Dashi Sirgi Nya Dujo Pumza Yung Gamada Nyeda Dongdang Bunzo Bebe Minu Gese Wanjuro Kolo De Rinjin Dajo Yegi Jadenje Jodu Gyawa Chujin Gije Geso Ngogo Timbe Bebe We Tashi Lamo Gela Jazalo Sangba Chimbo Dejung Seme Migdon Dendang Yebu Yugo Song Pagi Budan Lunga Mimiza Namte Sede Laze Golo Tisho Ladan Dungtung Dorje Zin Piwang Ralti Chudeng Zenzi Sasum Neso Gele Tashi Jini Gyowa Gela Chazalo Daja Tengdiri Chawa Zumbala Gedan Nyewar Sewa Kunjini Deden Bebe Samdu Yijin Drup Trashi Dele Pusum Zo Parashu. In English?
Om, in the natural, spontaneously present, perfectly pure phenomenal existence, to all who dwell in the auspicious realms of the 10 directions, the Buddhas, Dharmas, and the assembly of noble Sangha, I prostrate and pray that all may be auspicious for myself and all others. To Drume, Gyalpo, Tseldhen, Drundruk, Gong, Jampe, Gyempa, Gejak, Peldampa, Kuna, Gongpa, Gyacher, Drakpel, Chen, Lumpo, Tarpak, Tseldrak, Pel, and Ni. Noble ones known for your consideration of all sentient beings, noble ones known for your superior display of enlightened activities that grant mental satisfaction. Merely hearing your names increases all glory and auspiciousness. I prostrate to the 8 Sugatas, to the youthful Manjushri, the glorious Vajra holder, the powerful Avalokiteshvara, the noble protector Maitreya, Sayi Ningpo, Dripar Namparcel, Namkai Ningpo, the supreme noble Kuntuzangpo, Putpel Dorje, Pekar, Lushing, and Norbo Dawa Reldrinima, holders of the excellent hand emblems of supreme noble good fortune. I prostrate to the 8 Bodhisattvas, the supreme jeweled umbrella, the auspicious golden fish, the wish-fulfilling vase, the mind-pleasing Kamala flower, the conch of fame and glory, the fully endowed endless knot, the eternal victory banner, the all-powerful wheel. You who hold these 8 supreme precious signs offered to the conquerors of all directions and times, attractive maidens of pleasure, to recall your name increases all that is noble. I prostrate to the 8 goddesses of good fortune. Sangpa Chenpo, Dejung, Seme U, Migdong Den, and Gyalpo Yokor Song, Pake Po, and Luang Migmi Sang, Nam Te Se, and Ladze Korlo, holders of the trident, short spear, and vajra, Vina, sword, stupa, and banner of victory, who make auspiciousness and positivity grow in the 3 realms. I prostrate to the 8 guardians of the world, concerning the activity that myself and others are about to begin, by pacifying all obstructions and unwanted harm. May the noble and meaningful increase and all wishes be accomplished. May good fortune, happiness, and prosperity be fully endowed.
Kata chuku pema tsepa me long. Oh, 7. Urge yuki nob jang sam. Pema ki saradong bola. Ya zen chogi ngu ni. Pema jung ne she sutra. Kordo kanjo mang pe kor. Keki jesu da druki. Chingi lob chiri shek su su. Guru pema si di hum. Urge yugi nob chang sam. Pema ki saradong pola. Ya zen chogi ngu ni. Pema jung ne she sutra. Kordo kanjo mang pe kor. Keki jesu da druki. Chingi lob chiri shek su su. Guru pema si di hum. Urge yuki nob chang sam. Pema ki saradong pola. Ya tsen chogi ngu ni. Pema jung Jesutra Cordo Canjo Mangpe Cor Kiki Jesu Dadruki Chingi Lob Chiri Shek Susu Guru Pema Siti
Hung, at Oregon's northwestern frontier, on the stem and corona of a lotus flower, wondrous supreme accomplishment attained, and as the lotus-born renowned, encircled by a retinue of many dakinis, so that I may become like you, please come and grant your blessings. Guru Bema Siddhi Hung.
You have the three kayas player? Yeah. Ema ho je shu ki yin ki shin kam su chu ni tu sum ke ga me pe ngang cha te lun zo de wa chin bu gu Nam ga shin du tu je cho ri me Lama shu ki ku la sro wa de Urgi pe ma ju ne la sro wa de De che lungi du pe shin kam su Ku su tu da yun ten ti le ki Yi she nga den de wara shik pe ku Tu je che ta na zo so sro ten Lama long chu zo ku la sro wa de Urge pe ma ju ne la sro wa de Mi ji ji den ta pe shin kam su Tuk je chen po zho ve de la chu Kan la kan du ta wa ki zhu den ze De tam ma chun ta da du sum ki Lama zhu pe ku la sro wa de Urgi pe ma ju ne la sro wa de
Wondrous, in the pure realm of the fundamental space of reality, free from elaboration, the actual nature beyond the three times, origination and cessation, is the body of great bliss, naturally complete and aimless, compassion like the sky, without bias or point of reference. Dharmakaya Guru, to you I pray. Lotus born of Organ, to you I pray. In the realm of the spontaneously present great bliss are the embodiments of the Buddha's forms, speech, mind, qualities, and activity, the body of the thus gone ones endowed with the fivefold primal knowing, revealing each and every of the various manifestations of compassion. Sambhogakaya Guru, to you I pray. Lotus born of Organ, to you I pray. In the realm of the innate purity of this conditioned universe, manifest through great compassion for the sake of sentient beings, emanations act to benefit beings through skillful means suited to each individual, those passed on, to come and present. Nirmanakaya Gurus of the three times, to you I pray. Lotus born of Organ, to you I pray.
Ngun se ri zi nu den doro je tsel Ma on de she me pa ta ye sha Da da ben jun gyal saba dro ben ngu Jik te yi she dor je la sro wa de.
1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1 In the past, the awareness holder, Nudin Dorje Tsel. In the future, the Buddha Mupataye. In the present, Padmasambhava's regent, Drokben in person, Jigdrel Yeshe Dorje, to you I pray.
Min chu ki yin ki shen kam su. No, what is it? Chu ki yin ki tripo ne. Tu sumo san ye kun ki ngo bo ni. Rang sem chu su ngun sum dun ze pe. Sa we la me shab la sro wa de.
Within the palace of the fundamental space of reality, the unsurpassed pure realm, is the essence of all the Buddhas of the three times. You who actually introduce the Dharmakaya of my own mind, root Guru, at your feet I pray.
Kata chu ku pe ma se pa me. Long chu zo ku pe ma kun tu chang. Tu pe ku ngu so ki dor je la. So wa deb so da gu ching ki lo. Yang chen tu pa yi she tsu gele ma. Long e da tu lo zil nun ge pa tsel. Kyab da jampal devi ni ma la. So wa deb so da gu ching ki lo. Che la ka ba gyur ming e te wang. Ri ge kyab da du jom dro du ling. Ka tin sum den sa we la ma la. So wa deb so da gu ching ki lo. De tara so wa ta pe chi lap ki. Min che wang to tam si nam parata. Rim yi lam le nyen du tara chin te. Ku zang pe ma ka re ku to sho.
Original purity, Dharmakaya Padma, limitless longevity, Sambodhakaya Padma, holder of all, essence of the face of Nirmanakaya, lake-born Vajra Lord. As I pray to you, please transform my mind. Emanation of Saraswati, Mother Yeshe Tsogyal, Zilnon Gebatel, who deciphered the symbols in the fivefold inner expanse, Lord of refuge, Jambo Dewe Nima. As I pray to you, please transform my mind. Gyurmeng Edun Wangmo, destined to receive the blessings. Dujum Drodo Lingpa, refuge embodying the 100 families. Root Guru, so kind in the three ways. As I pray to you, please transform my mind. By the blessing of praying in this way, the maturing empowerments are received with Samaya pristine. On the path of the two stages, perfecting the approach and accomplishment, may I attain the body of the lotus-born, total goodness.
Hong re dong o bo so ki pe ma jung. Kyab ne kun du ngo bo re kyab su che. Si diri lo pur tu pe do wa kun. Tu pa rang sang ka ta long tu sho. Hong re dong o bo so ki pe ma jung. Kyab ne kun du ngo bo re kyab su suchi. Si dire lo puru tulu pe jowa kun. Tu parang sang kata long tu sho. Ri dong o bo su ki pe man jung. Kyab ne kun du ngo bo ro kyab su chi. Si diri lo puru tu pe jo wa kun. Tu parang sang ka ta long tu sho.
Hum. Awareness emptiness is the essence, is the lake-born lotus guru. I take refuge in the essence, the gathering of all sources of refuge. For all beings temporarily deluded by this transitory existence, may delusion purify itself and unravel in the expanse of original purity.
Ram yam kam om a hung ho sarva buddha agara kayat sarva bigne baling da kai sarva buddha agara kayat sarva bigne baling da sarva buddha agara kayat sarva bigne baling da kai Ma ri zung zen churu pe jung po nama Tora ma di kere ta che ngang tu teng Ra ri yi she po gyuru me pe ngang Korsum yeje ngando samje tum sumane hongirane girane pane hung ani ho bhagavan beranjaya hung phat sumane hung girane pane hung sumane hong girane pane hung beranjaya hung phat
Negative forces, unaware and deluded by duality, take this torma and go to the state beyond extremes. The unchangeable state of self-aware primal knowing is the boundary of protection that is primordially liberated from the three spheres of delusion.
Benzera Gyana Rakya. Okay, now bring one incense. We need to light one incense and open the Menen Rakta. Okay. Bring one of the Jim from the Dhammapada shrine room. There is on the window. There is the brown color. Short one. Yeah, just. Yeah. Hong de jin pe ma ki we shin kam ne ku sum lun ru so ki dor ji chong ne dire jin bo cho de ngu ze chu ze kun zang re pe gen du gyu ro ma be za gu re pe ma tu de de sa ma ya za Abhishaya, Sarva Punjabi Gasi, Heta. Okay.
From the bliss blissful pure realm of the spiraling lotus, naturally self-accomplished three bodies, lake-born Vajra holder, please bless this place and grant the supreme and ordinary cities. May these offerings become the ornament of the display of total goodness.
So here, earlier I was explaining R Ranglu Tamil before me in my ordinary form. So this is, on the Nirmanakaya level, like on the, Nirmanakaya have pure and impure level. So basically, one self seeing is ordinary, you still have the notion of yourself. But then there's also a practice where you yourself visualize into Yidam deity also. So anyway, let's do right now whatever is here. This is, one cell is ordinary form. Aran lu tamene bedun karu urgin ti me dana ko shetso din za ye la ge den chu gang we su rin jin pe don da ge Gyabne gundu urgen dorje cham Tsembe pe baratso ge yum dantel Chaye dorje yum pe tupum nam Tartan rinchi rupe gen Nge long na de chine si jin bar Kor tu ca sum gya cho tin tarate Je la tu je char be da la si Gyar gu mo bo chi me i she Dong shu cha pe te sha ta tu ce Le da long chu tu sum ge we so Gun san che pe jin tu mi ne bu To me ne sa di tu ma lu sha Se je gyal wa kun ki yun den ki Kyab da chik bu gun bu nam tarala Nying ne yi ran te pe sol dev shin Zab ge chu ki char chin be para kun Ran shin ge be ngu po kun dom ne Rokam gya tso chi si ne ki par Gombo kyu ki nam tara je nyek te Ka kyaba do wa dempe dun tu Gyabne gundu kenze te jimbo Dungi nying me gyab chi rinpoche Nga de gu pe nar shin dong shu ki Sol de pu la se ve nyor do si Gong pe long ne tu je sel chung la Me den da ki ni la ching gi lo Tadang Zema Nyurdu Dumpadang Chodang Dumong Ngudubu Saldu.
Before me in my ordinary form is Oregon's stainless Chhoje Lake, its profound depths filled with water of 8 qualities. In its center, atop the jeweled stem of a lotus, petals unfurled, is the Oregon Vajra holder in whom all sources of refuge converge. Brilliant with the splendor of the major and minor marks, he is embracing Chhoje, the mother consort. He holds a Vajra in his right hand and a vase within a skull cup in his left. Exquisite in their silks and ornaments of jewels and bone, within a vast expanse of 5-colored light, they blaze in the awesome splendor of great bliss. The oceans of 3 roots gather like clouds as their retinue. They gaze upon me, bringing down a shower of blessing and compassion. To the embodiment of the deathless primal awareness, the essence of all victorious ones, I forever offer prostrations of faith with intense and powerful yearning. My body, wealth, and enjoyment, and all virtue gathered throughout the 3 times, all these I offer in the manner of Samantabhadra's vast clouds of offerings. I confess without exception all negative actions and failings accumulated throughout time without beginning. Sole sovereign of all the qualities of the victorious ones and their heirs, enlightened protector, in your example of perfect liberation, I rejoice from my heart. To you I pray with faith, beseeching you to bring down a great rain of profound and vast Dharma. Amassing all virtuous qualities of my own and others, I will, for as long as the countless ocean of beings endures, follow the example of your perfect liberation, enlightened protector. I dedicate all this to the guidance of beings throughout space, great wellspring of wisdom and love in whom all sources of refuge converge. Sole precious refuge in these evil dregs of time, I am afflicted by the spread of the 5 degenerations and pray to you with great longing. Quickly look with love upon your child. Bring forth the manifest energy of compassion from the expanse of your realization. Grant your blessings to my devoted heart. Swiftly show signs and indications and pray bestow the supreme and ordinary siddhis.
Now recite
this 7-line prayer found on page 96.
Kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi nubjanza pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi. Pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi. Pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi ngudubni pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi. Pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi ngudubni pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi nubjanza pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi. Pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi ngudubni pema june jesu da kurdo kondo kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi nubjanza pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi. Pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da rupki chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi nubjanza pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi ngudubni pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi nubjanza pema kesar tumbo yenze chugi ngudubni pema june jesu da kurdo kondo mambe kuru kiki jesu da chinge lopje shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urgen yugi nubjanza pema kesar tumbo la yenze chugi Pema June Shisuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekor, Kiki Jesuda, to Pichinga Lubjish. Guru Pema City, Uri Yugan of Jansa, Pema Gazardumbola, Yenzi Chugin. Pema June Shisuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekor, Kiki Jesuda, to Pichinga Lubjish, Guru Pema City. Uri Yugan of Jansa, Pema Gazardumbola, Yenzi Chugin, Utubni, Pema June Shisuda, Kurdo Kondo. Kiki Jesu da dubgi chinge lupche shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urge yuge nubjansa pema kesar dumbola yenze chuk. Pema june shiso da kurdo kondo mabe kuru kiki Jesu da dubgi chinge lupche shiso sol guru pema sidi hung urge yuge pema kesar dumbola yenze chuge ngudubnye pema june shiso da kurdo kondo mabe kuru kiki Jesu da. Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartumbola Yenze Chuge Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartumbola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa. What is that, Jim? Is that mushroom? Mushroom has to be cooked, isn't it? Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Solo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Ngudubnye Pema June Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesuda Rupi Chingyalab Jeshizo Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yuge Nubjansa Pema Kisartum Bola Yenze Chuge Bema jene shizu da kurdo kondo mabe kuru kiki jesu da rupi chingi lupri shizu. Guru Pema Sidi Yung Hung Urge Yugi Nubjansa Pema Kesar Tumbola Yenzen Shugi Ngudumye Pema Jene Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesu Da Rupi Chingi Lupri Shizu Sol Guru Pema Sidi Yung Hung Urge Yugi Nubjansa Pema Kesar Yenzen Shugi Ngudumye Pema Jene Shizu Da Kurdo Kondo Mabe Kuru Kiki Jesu Da Rupi Chingi Lupri Shizu Sol Guru Pema Sidi Yung Hung Urge Yugi Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekur, Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubjeshis, Guru Pema Sidi Hung, Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli, Kurdo Kondo Mabekur, Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubjeshis, Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung, Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji, Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji, Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Zadombola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Ngudubni, Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi Nubjansa, Pema Kesar Tumbola, Yenzen Shugi Pema Jungli Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabe Guru Kiki Jesuda, Dupi Chingi Lubji Shizu Sol, Guru Pema Sidi Hung Uri Yugi
Bema Kesardum Bola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda. Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yugunum Jansa, Bema Kesardum Bola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Hung, Urgi Yugunum Jansa, Bema Kesardum Bola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardum Bola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus. Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Sardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda. Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema Jene Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema Jene Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus. Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema Jene Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema Jene Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardum. Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema Jene Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda. Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Bema Jene Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema Jene Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus. Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda. Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardum. Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus. Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi. Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi. Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk. Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi. Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi, Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardum. Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda, Chingal of Jesus Sol, Guru Bema Sidi. Hung, Urgi Yuk, Nubjanza, Bema Kesardumbola, Yenzen Chogi Ngudumni, Bema June Jesuda, Kurdo Kondo Mabekuru, Kigi Jesuda. Chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge pema jene shizo da kurdo kono mabe kuro kiki jesu da rubi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema jene shizo da kurdo kono mabe kuro kiki jesu da Chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge pema jene shizo da kurdo kono mabe kuro kiki jesu da rubi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema jene shizo da kurdo kono mabe kuro kiki jesu da Chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da Chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge jesu da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje guru pema sidi hong urge yuge Zanombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje guru pema sidi hong urge yuge nubja sa pema kusar tombola yinze chuge pema june shizo da kurdo kondo mabe kuro kiki jesu da rupi chinge lobje shizo sol guru pema sidi hong urge yuge pema kusar tombola yinze chuge ngudubnye pema june shizo da kurdo kondo Kiki Jesu da rupi chingi lobje shizu sol guru pema sidi hung urge yuki nubjan sa pema kwesar yenzen chuki ngutub nye pema jungne shizu da kurdo kondo mabe kore kiki Jesu da chingi lobje shizu sol guru pema sidi hung urge yuki nubjan sa pema kwesar bola yenzen chuki ngutub nye pema jungne kurdo kondo mabe kore kiki Jesu da rupi chingi lobje shizu sol guru pema sidi hung urge yuki Pema kesardon bola yenze juge ngudumye pema june jisuda kurdo kondo mabe kuru kiki jisud Shinge lobje shisu sul guru pema sidi hung urge yuge nubyansa pema kesardon bola yenze juge pema june jisuda kurdo kondo mabe kuru kiki jisud Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yugi Nubjansa Pema Kesardon Bola Yenze Chugi Ngudubnye Pema Jungni Shisuda Kurdo Kondro Mambe Kur Kiki Jesuda Chingi Lubje Shisusul Guru Pema Sidi Hung Urge Yugi Nubjansa Pema Kesardon Bola Yenze Chugi Pema Jungni Shisuda Kurdo Kondro Mambe Kur Kiki Jesuda Chingi Lubje Shisusul Guru Pema Sidi Hung Mugugi sowa tape lama yabyum ki jorzamdan tuka ni shiki uzir nangawa patatara kyane rangi ningara tembe gyu chingi lapras gyur omam bize gore pamsida 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 omam bize gore Read the English translation, due to my devoted prayer.
Due to my devoted prayers, the 5 colored rays of the light of primal knowing extend like filaments from both the point of union and the hearts of the Father and Mother Guru. As these filaments are absorbed into my heart, my mind stream is blessed and transformed.
Now confession. Which pages?
Page 86. The confession on page 86.
Om Shido Dambu Sangye Kundu San Dorje Sempa Dorje Teji She Pao Chimbo Jowa Kyope Gun Dala Sergun Yishe Chingi Si Dene Mak Yene Namda Kyan Chunguro Lupuro Sharawe Kundo Le Mari Zunzi Kena Nyamcha Kun Tajin Chuyi Yumge Longdu Sha Ben Zara Sanwe Dabo Dorje Tamdra Pa Kusun Tosan Sama Yabum Ki tamle nyamshin sikle galwa kang rabdo nonshin gyupe tolo sha sato göndu gyurpe tüdene leki nyerzin dorje kandro yi kai chepa chape gyur gyurbe dichi dip gyuru nyalchin gyusasha onde pe gyarpo yene dorje che miksu meji nyamdan shapatel Kundo Sangpo Yezo Rikpe Long Duje Mepa Chuyin Long Tu A Ombeder Saro Samaya Manupalaya Benzer Sudotunupa Tirojib Sudo Kay Meba Subo Kay Meba Anurdo Meba Sarvajru Meparayata Sarva Karma Sujamijitum Shiriyam Kuru Hung Haha Haha Hu Bhagavan Subatadagoda Benzer Mami Munzapajurpa Masamaya Satu A please do everyone 3 per station. When you do, you should visualize all beings on your right, your father on your left, your mother, then all beings, towards station.
So the Vajrasattva mantra on page 100 in the middle.
And visualize all your negative karma from immemorial times are being purified, particularly body, speech, and mind negative karma. Sarva karma sajam jaram shiriyam kurung ha 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 hu bhagavana sabadara gora bayan jarma mazabdurba Umbedar suru samayam manupariya banusotarum trudirma mosruke bemba suboke meba anurdam Sarvajaram prayata sarva karma sajam jaram shiriyam kurung ha 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 hu bhagavana sabadara gora bayan Mame Mujabirba, Masamaya Sato, Umbedar suru samayam manupariya banusot Tiradima Masroke members of Boke Meba and Nordam Meba, Sarvajar Meba, Sarva, Gurmatsajum Shiriam Kurum, ha ha ha, who Bagavan Sabatado. Benzer Mame Muzabirba, Samaya Sato, Umbedar Suru Samaya Manupariya Banisot and Matrodar Masroke members of Boke. And Nordam Meba, Sarvajar Meba, Sarva, Gurmatsajum Shiriam Kurum, ha ha ha, who Bagavan Sabatado, the Benzer Muzabirba. Umbedar Suru Samaya Manupariya Banisot and Matrodar Okay, members of Member and Northern Map. Sarvajaram Prayasa Sarva Kermasijum Jirum Shiriam Kurung Ha who Bagaban Sapatarago, Jeremiah. Umbedar Zorosamaya Manapari, Benesotum, Members okay, members of Member and Northern Map. Sarvajaram Prayasa Sarva Kermasijum Jirum Shiriam Kurung Ha who Bagaban Sapatarago, Jeremiah. Umbedar Zorosamaya Manapari, Benesotum, Members okay, members of Member and Northern Map. Sarva Karmasajum Jerum Shiriam Kurung Ha who Bagaban Spatarago, Jeremiah Zapajaba, Masamaya Sat. Umbedar Soro Samaya Manapari, Benesotum, Member members of Member and Northern. Sarvajaram Prayasa Sarva Karmasajum Jerum Shiriam Kurung Ha who Bagaban Spatarago, Jeremiah Zapajaba. Umbedar Soro Samaya Manapari, Benesotum, members okay, members of Member and Northern Map. Sarvajaram Prayasa, Sarva Karmasajum Jirum Shiriam Kurung Ha who Bagaban Sabatarago, Benjamin Muzabirba, Masamaya Sato, Umbedar Sotos. Manopalaya Benesotum, members okay, members of Member and Northern Map by Sarvajaram. Sarva Karmasajum Jirum Shiriam Kurung Ha who Bagaban Sabatarago, Benjamin Muzabirba, Masamaya Sato, Umbedar Sotos, Samaya Manuparayabanis. The Rotter Mamas Roke members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba, was Roger Mebet, Sarva, Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun. Sarvatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba, Samaya, Sato, Obey the Sort of Samaya, Manuparayabanis, Rotter Mamas Roke members of Oke. Another Meba was Roger Mebra, Sarva, Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba. Major sort of Samaya Manaparea, Manisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba was Sarva, Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba, Samaya, Sato, Obey the resort. Monopalia Panisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba was Robertma. Sarva Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba, Samaya, Sato. Major sort of Samaya Manapari, Panisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba was Sarva Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba. Major sort of Samaya Manapari, Panisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Sarvajarum Prayata Sarva, Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba. Major sort of Samaya Manapari, Panisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba. Sarva Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba. Major sort of Samaya Manapari, Panisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba. Sarva Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba, Samaya, Sato, Obey the resort. Manuparaja Panisota, Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba was Robertma. Sarva Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba. Major sort of Samaya Manuparaja Panisota, the Rotter Mamas Roke, members of Oke Meba, Northern Meba was Robertma. Sarva Kurmatsum, Jirumushirium, Kurum, who Bagabun, Sabatata got a painter by Mimans of Zerba, Samaya, Sato, Just have to say the mantra. Okay, now the sock, what page?
It's 79.
From the top of page 79.
Yin Tanyam Kapalar Om Le Nansi De Yun So Su Sham Hongi De Chin Yi She Re Para Gyuru Shi Yi Tsa Sum La Tso Ge Pa Kang A Hung Shi A Hung Shi A Hung Shi Hung from a skull cup equal to the fundamental space of reality. From the sense pleasure of appearance and possibility arranged within as a gathering face, with whom becomes the play of paramount knowing great place, where she, the host of three roots devatas, are delighted and fulfilled. A Hung Shi Hung Ur Ye Yu Ki Nup Chang Sam Pema Ke Sara Dong Bo La Ya Zen Cho Gi Ngu Drup Nyi Pema Jung Ne She Su Ta Kordo Kandro Mang Pe Kor Ki Ki Je Su Da Du Ki De Yun So La Jen De Na Chin Gi Lop Chiri Shek Su Su Ne Cho De Ru Chin Po La So Chu Yi Shi Du Ziri Gyur Rup Cho Da La Wang Shi Gur Gek Dan Long De Par Che Sol Chodan Tumong Drupzu Hong Lama Jesu Bema Tu Jenze Rigzin Kandre Sodan Jebayi Sasum Kundu Gyalawe Kin Korola Mukudung Shu Tabu Sowade Dashin Gusum Geso Long Ju Che Nansi De Yun Gi Gu Ma Chang Me Kun Zang De Jin So Ki Koloro Bul Tu Se Ge She Tu Tama Kong Gyuru Chi So Wa Deb So Guru Rinpoche Chingi Lob Shi Rizin Kandru So Mede Pula Cho Tu Ngu Drupzu Tam Zi Nyam Cha Tam Je Chang Tu Su Chinang Sang Wei Par Chi Yin Su Zhu Chan Chu Par Tu Del Me Je Zin Shin Se Su Nyam To Yarang Dai Shin Pel Samba Lungi Upara Chingi Lo Omang Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hum Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Zasum Lasola Deye Longche Sokje Bu Tamsi Nyamcha Tamche Sha Nyomong Jagi Shaltu Tam Tile Rabjam Lundru Zo Sonyi Nyurzo Ngudrup Su Gana Tsakta Puza Page 90 Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Zasum Lasola Deye Longche Sokje Bu Tamsi Nyamcha
Page 90, the
Tamche
mid
Sha
concise
Nyomong
piece.
Jagi Shaltu Tap Tele Rabjam Lundrup Zo Sonyi Nyurzo Ngudrup Gana Tsakta Puja Hu Ram Yam Kam Om A Guru Tsasum Laso La Deyen Longche Soshu Tamsi Nyamcha Tamche Sha Nyomong Jagi Shaltu Tap Tile Rabjam Lundrup Zo Sonyi Nyurzo Ngudrup Gana Tsakta Puja Hu Ram Yam Kam Om A Guru Tsasum Laso La Deye Longche Sokshu Tamsi Nyamja Tamche Sha Nyomong Jagi Shaltu Tap Tile Rabjam Lundrup Zo Sonyi Nyurzo Ngudrup Gana Tsakta Puja Hu Ram Yam Kam Om A Guru Tsasum Laso La Deye Longche Sokshu Tamsi Nyamcha Tamche Sha Nyomong Jagi Shaltu Tap Tile Rabjam Lundrup Zo Sonyi Nyurzo Ngudrup Gana Tsakta Puja Hu Ram Yam Kam Om A Guru Tsasum Laso La Deye Longche Sokshu Tamsi Nyamcha Tamche Sha Nyomong Jagi Shaltu Tap Tile Rabjam Lundrup Zo Sonyi Nyurzo Ngudrup Gana Tsakta Puja Hu ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tam tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub zo gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tam tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub zo gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho bi tamsi nyamcha tamche nyomong dragi shaltu tabo tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub zo gana tsakta puja ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso deyo longcho sokcho bi tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho bi tamsi nyamcha tamche nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub zo gana tsakta puja ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso deyo longcho sokcho tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho bu tamsi nyamcha tamche nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho bu tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho bu tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong dragi shaltu tap tile rabjam lundrub zo tsonyi nyurzo ngudrub gana tsakta puja ho ram yam kam om a guru tsasum laso la deyo longcho sokcho bu tamsi nyamcha tamche sha nyomong drake shalto. Tile rabjam lundub zo, sunyi nyurzo ngodub zo, gana sakta puza. Ram yam kam om a, guru zasum laso. Longche sokche bu tamsi nyamcha tamche sha, nyomong drake shalto. Tile rabjam lundub zo, sunyi nyurzo ngodub. Gana sakta puza ho. English. To the Guru and the assembly of the three roots devatas, this wealth of sense pleasure is offered as the feast. I confess all deterioration of samayas, neurosis, enemies, and obstructors are offered to the mouth of the devatas, naturally self-accomplished, vast enlightened activities. May the two accumulation be swiftly completed. Bestow siddhis, Gana Sapta Puja Ho. Again, Ram Yam Kam Om Mahum to the Guru and the assembly of the three devatas. This wealth of sense pleasure is offered as the feast. I confess all deterioration of samayas. Neurosis, enemies, and obstructions are offered to the mouth of the devatas. You know, what does that mean? Mouth of the devatas in emptiness. In emptiness, you know, all obstructors and these all neurosis, enemies, obstructs the duality. They are all in the expanse of Dharmakaya, are liberated naturally. Offered to the mouth of the devatas. Devata is Ha, means, you know, primordial, the deity, you know, or the wisdom deity. Wisdom deity is none other than unit of emptiness and compassion. Naturally, in that expanse of Dharmata state, naturally they are, you know, they are liberated. There's no such thing as duality in that. Naturally self-accomplished. What is there is the enlightened activities. May the two accumulation be swiftly completed. Best of siddhis. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum to the Guru and the assembly of the three root devatas. This wealth of sense pleasure is offered as the feast. I confess all deterioration of samayas. Neurosis, enemies, and obstructors are offered to the mouth of the devatas. Naturally self-accomplished, vast enlightened activity. May the two accumulation be swiftly completed. Bestow siddhis. Mouth of the devata is emptiness. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum to the Guru and the assembly of the three root devatas. This wealth of sense pleasure is offered as the feast. I confess all deterioration of samaya. Neurosis, enemies, and obstructors are offered to the mouth of the devatas. Naturally self-accomplished, vast enlightened activity. May the two accumulation be swiftly completed. Bestow siddhis, Ganasata Buddha. Ram Yam Kam Om Mahu to the Guru and the assembly of the three roots devata. This wealth of sense pleasure is offered as the feast. I confess all deterioration of samayas. Neurosis, enemies, and obstructors are offered to the mouth of the devatas. Naturally self-accomplished, vast enlightened activity. May the two accumulation be swiftly completed. Bestow siddhis, Ganasata Buddha. You see, in the tantric practice, what is really showing the devata, the deity, sacred deity means is, well in English we can say the total goodness or the basic goodness or basic sanity means absolute sanity. And that is emptiness, the union of wisdom and compassion. In that, so usually when you practice deity practice, you know, whether you see the mouth of Padmasambhava, you know, these are all expression of symbol, including our own mouth. If we see the deity, you know, like food is eaten from here, and you know, so basically when we make the offering, in a most ultimate sense, what's the meaning of it is in the emptiness, all duality, all obstructors, neurosis are all liberated. You know, that's what when we make the food offering, we should at least visualize that these are all wisdom nectar, not ordinary food. You should not have concept of ordinary food. But these are all
transform into wisdom nectar, and then offer to the mouth means, in that expanse of nature of the Devata, it's happening all the time. All the times and neurosis are liberated, not at one point or the other, but all the time, naturally self-accomplished. And once all those obstructions are liberated, then what is left is enlightened activity. All the expressions are the full activity of the deity or the basic goodness. That's what, we're accumulating the merit and energy of the full activity, enlightened activity, by offering the soul. Something like that. Now let's do the other one, the Yingi Benda, page 89. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Benda Rikbe Sotoro Sham Dundu Jazere Tigle Duyunda Ngozera Semi Kape Damsigdi Rangri Zawa Sumgi Lazo La Nimi Nyambe Ngandu Chebabe Tobe Tazuru Tigle Chimpuro Sha Zungzin Jagi Kimi Yinsudu Tulnang Shido Sebe Tinle Dundu Nangshi Yishe Tarjene Gata Shunu Bumkuru Chanju Sho Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Benda Rikbe Sotoro Sham Dundu Jazere Tigle Duyunda Ngosara Sami Kape Tamsik Di Rauri Zawa Sumgi Laso Nimi Nyambe Ngangdu Chobabu Tokbe Tasuru Teglere Chimbrosha Sungzin Jagi Kimi Yingsu Dol Tunang Shido Sebe Tiledu Tundu Nangshi Yishe Tarjine Gada Shunu Bumkuru Chanju Shu Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Benda Rikbe Sotoro Sham Dundu Jazere Tigle Duyunda Ngozera Semi Kape Tamsigdi Rangri Zawa Sumgi Laso La Nimi Nyambe Ngandu Chobabu Tokbe Tazuru Tigle Chimburosha Zungzin Jagi Kimi Yingsu Du Tunang Shido Sebe Tiledu Tundu Nangji Yishe Tarjine Gada Shunu Bumguru Janju Shu Ram Yam Kam Om Yingi Benda Rikbe Sotoro Sham Dundu Jazre Tigle Duyud Ngosara Sami Kape Tamsik Di Rangri Zawa Sumgi Laso Nimi Nyambe Ngandu Chobabu Tokbe Tazuru Tigle Chimpuro Sha Zungzin Jagi Kimi Yingsu Tunang Shido Sebe Tile Du Sundu Nangshi Yishe Tarjine Gata Shunu Bumkuru Janju Shu Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Benda Rikbe Sotoro Sham Dundu Jazre Tigle Duyunda Ngosara Sami Kape Tamsik Di Rangri Zawa Sumgi Lasol Nimi Nyambe Ngandu Chobabu Tokbe Tazuru Tigle Chimbrosha Zungzin Jagi Kimi Yingsu Tuna Shido Sebe Tile Sundu Nangshi Yishe Tarjine Gada Shunu Bumguru Janju Shu Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Benda Rikbe Soturu Sham Dundu Jazere Tigle Duyunda Ngosara Sami Kabe Damsigdi Rangri Zawa Sumgi Laso Nimi Nyambe Ngandu Chobabu Tokbe Tasuru
tegle chimpro sha zungzin dragi kimi yingsu dol chunang shido sepe tile londu nangji yishe tarje ne kata shunu pumkuru chanju shu ram yam kam om a yingi benda rikpe zoduru shu dundu jazire tigle deyunta ngozara sami kyape tamsikdi rangri tsawa sumgi laso imi nyampe ngandu chepa bul tope trazuru tigle chimpurosha zungzin dragi kimi yingsu dol lundu tenle lundu nanji yishe tarchi ne kata shunu pum chanju sho English Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum. Within this skull cup of fundamental space, the ritual offering of awareness arrays. The 6 lamps, rainbow rays, and spear of lights at the glittering desirable qualities. This is the wondrous, inconceivable Samaya to the self-aware Devata assembly of the 3 roots. The offerings are offered in the state of non-dual equanimity. The pointy edges of thoughts are confessed within the great spear. Enemies and obstructor, the grasper and the grass, are liberated and unrolled fundamental space. Deluded appearance awaken the basis and accomplish the enlightened activity. Perfecting the primal knowing of the natural self-accomplished full vision may awaken in the youthful vast body original purity. So after the talk, I will explain a little bit on this meaning. Okay, now let's do the short Sok mantra. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da Ka. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Guru Deva Da Kini Gana Tsakta Puja Uze Da Baling Da ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam ahum guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka ramyam kam guru deva dakini ganasata puja uzeda parinda ka okay. Soki Chepa Gendu. You have to say. You have to Soki Chepa Gendu. Allah ho. Dusum Sanje Guru Rinpoche, Ngudu Kunan Deva Chimpeja, Parche Kunze, the Taboze, Solwa Debzo Chingi Lapto Solo, China somewhere, Parche Shiva Tang, Samba Lungu Dobra Chingi. Dusum Sanje Guru Rinpoche, Ngudu Kunan Deva Chimpeja, Parche Kunzel the Top. Solwa Debzo Chingi Lapto Solo, China somewhere, Parche Shiva Tang, Samba Lungu Dobra Chingi. Dusum Sanje Guru Rinpoche, Ngudu Kunan Deva Chimpeja, Parche Kunzel the Taboze, Solwa Debzo Chingi. China somewhere Parche Shiva Tang, Samba Lungu Dobra Chingi Lo, Simjin Gulu Jibe, Nejungse, Mizi Dungi Negi Yingi Tizem Mepa, Sowade, Urgi Mingilata, Irmepe, Seze Mai, Parche Nipa, Urgi Pema Jonella, Sowade, Samba Lungu Dobra Chingi Lo. Simjin Gulu Jibe, Nejungse, Mizi Dungi Negi Nyambana, Yingi Tizem Mepas. 우리게 맹길라다 이메페 세세마이 파치니에 파세 우리게 페마조나 라소와데 삼발는 거도 그렇지 심진 줄루지베 내중세 미제등에 내게냐마나 잉에 테좀마 봐서 우리게 맹길라다 이메페 세세마이 파치니에 파세 우리게 페마조나 라소 삼발는 거도 그렇징게로 심진 줄루지베 내중세 미제등에 내게냐마나 잉에 테좀마 봐서와데 우리게 맹길라다 세세마에 파치니에바세 우리게 빼마조나 라소와데 삼발릉게도 버르징게로 심진줄루 지베네 중세 미제등에 내게 잉이 테즈메바소와데 우리게 맹게라다이메베 세세마에 파치니에바세 우리게 빼마조나 라소 삼발릉게도 버르징게로 우게림보 찰라소와데 가르키 파치 미중신 등게 삼발도바나 저 투몽으로 흡세도
Keep aside that sok, lagma, remainders, one piece.
Page 83.
No. Oh, 83. Omang Bajra Mirda Hung Hao Ri Ereli Ring Ring Za. Hold it up. Yeah. La di jik din tek pe so. De yun nga de lak toro she. Pendang de we tinle zu umuzida baling da ka ye. Haughty worldly spirit who gathers the remainder, please accept this remainder torma, endowed with the five sense pleasure, and perform beneficial and joyous activity. Within the mandala of the leg-born Guru, by turning the wheel of the wisdom peace, may I and all beings without exception be liberated within one mandala. Soge lame kil kurdu, soge kolo kurwai, dajindo wa molupa, kin kuru chik tu dro para sho, omam buze gori pamsidum, omam buze gori pamsidum, omam buze gori pamsidum. What page?
I'm now page 77.
Omam buze gori pamsidum, omam buze gori pamsidum, omam buze gori pamsidum, omam buze gori pamsidum. Omam buze gori pamsidum, 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 omam buze gori Umam buze gori pamsidum, 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 umam buze gori pamsidum. Umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum. Umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum. Umam buze gori pamsidum, 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 umam buze gori pamsidum. You should visualize, from the Lama Yabyon, father and mother, in union, union that, our ordinary mind is so many concepts. Oh, this is man, this is woman, this is that, Those are all conceptual phenomena, impure conception. In reality, we should not bring that ordinary mindset when we do the sacred Vajrayana practice. It should not be seen like some kind of, ordinary way. Rather, it's expression of awareness is emptiness. So Padmasambhava and Ishitsoge and union, oneness, from them, from the wisdom body, like body, speech, and mind, rays of light coming and dissolving into you. And 5 cuddle lights, which is the 5 wisdom light coming from the union and then dissolving into your heart. And then receiving the supreme siddhi as well as relative siddhi like health, well-being, prosperity, whatever your aspirations are. All those, you're receiving through the wisdom light and dissolving into you. That's how you must do that. Om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum. Om buze gori pamsidum, 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 om buze gori pamsidum. Umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze gori pamsidum, umam buze. You see, all our doubts are on the gross phenomenal level, impure phenomenal level. That's what dualistic obscuration does. It doesn't have, the potential to cut through obscuration. That's the nature of duality. So therefore, since we live in duality, we have a lot of doubt. Oh, could this be? Couldn't that be? And if you bring doubt in the Vajrayana practice, then the doubt will block the blessing from receiving into you. So therefore, you must have conviction, 100%, and with tremendous devotion. Then you can also get the blessing 100%. Om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum, om buze gori pamsidum.
Mam zikar pam zero 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 mam. You know, your enlightened mind is deep, profound, infinite vastness with tremendous potential, enlightened activities. Once one achieves that level of highest realization, there's no distance. There's no distance is a conceptual, actually, Time is also conceptual. Distance is also conceptual. Once you awaken into that blessing pours all the time. That's the nature of enlightened mind. So therefore, when you connect to that, like Padmasambhava, who is the embodiment to the Buddha with 3 times, then definitely you will get that blessing, if you don't block yourself with your doubts. Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid Om Mam Zikar Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid 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 Om Mam Zikar Pam Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid 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 Om Mam Zikar Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid 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 Om Mam Zikar Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid 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 Om Mam Zikar Pam Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid 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 Om Mam Zikar Pam Om Mam Zikar Pam Sid 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 La me ne zum yi ki du sum le
Page 77.
Zre kar mar ting sum chung ne su Rangi ne sum tim pe go sum ki Dib jang ku sum tu ki dor jere gyur Thani lama korche tu shu karmarati le hungi semparu rangi nyingaratimpe lame tu ransem yerme Lengi chukuru ne From the 3 syllable in the Guru 3 places emerges 3 rays of white, red and dark blue light. As this absorbed into my own 3 places, my 3 doors are purified of obscurations and become the Vajra of enlightened body, speech and mind. Finally, the Guru and his retinue dissolve into light, which becomes a white spear glowing red and marked with whom. As this is absorbed into my heart, the Guru's mind and mine join inseparably and dwell in Dharmakaya. Yeah, this is the time when you remain in the nature of the mind, the texture practice, the mountain retreat teaching, the Soksrumushikip, his son is Dijumubuche. So how the teaching of the Dzogchen should be brought here when you say ah. Then now page what?
84.
Huh?
84.
84. Unge me chugu kalong ne game la gu nang we cha ri me dong se ngang du tim whom from the inner sky of unborn Dharmakaya, the unobstructed form of the Devata appears and dissolves into emptiness, clarity, free from all direction. In uncontrived state. Geza chanju chimbro ngo bo ran shin tu je sel urge lama so ge je kusum lung ki do pa yi Tashi tampe dele sho tumba jiten kaso jomba dan temba ni shinto sab. Tinzi punu shinto tumba yi temba yu ring nepe tashi sho tembe pe gyo lame shepe ten tinzi kipe saten yona kyap tembe jinta ngatang jurpa. Temba yu ring nepe tashi sho tembe pe gyo lame shepe. Tinzi kipe saten yona kyap Tembe jinda ngatang jurbagi temba yuring nepe tashisho tembe pegyo lame shepete tenzi kibes tembe pegyo lame shepete tenzi kibes saten yona kyap tembe jinda ngatang jurbagi temba yuring nepe tashisho ngunse urgin chebe cheng sujin dobar chebe kanzala mai pujin gyongwe ji chugyong sungme soge tashisho chanjo gyongwe gyachin namdo se norge dabo aryazab Uwaseba Hamu Nurgyuma Nola Tadanamke Tashisho Nidrimu Dele Sendele Nimeku Yondele Nizendato Dele Shin Kamne Kunjo Sumge Tashisho Nidrimu Dele Sendele Nimeku Yondele Nizendato Dele Shin Kamne Kunjo Sumge Tashisho Dengder Nijubata Japunujo Konajabatam Nimadan Dawasa Dajing Nobale Tuwajin to Dudamazam Jube Shotam Jele Telte Shindo Tashi Bargyurchi Zaya Zaya Suzaya. The root of merit are dedicated to great awakening. The essence, nature, and compassionate manifest energy are the unsurpassed leg-born Lord of Urgyen. They spontaneously accomplish three bodies. May all be auspicious, sacred, joyous, and excellent. Tusum Sanye Guru Rinpoche, Ngudupkuna, Deva Chimbesha, Parche Kundil, Tapose, Solo Adapso Chingil. China Samwe Parche Shiva Dang Sambal Lungu do Para Chingilo, Tusum Sanye Guru Rinpoche, Ngudupkuna, Deva Parche Kundil, Tapose, Solo Adapso Chingil of the Sol, China Samwe Parche Shiva Dang Sambal Lungu do Para Chingilo. Tuzum Sanje Guru Rinpoche, Ngudu Kundan Deva Chimbesha, Parche Kunsul de Tabose, Solwa de Chingi. China Samwe Parche Shiva Dang, Samba Lungi to Parchingelo, Tuzum Sanje Guru Rinpoche, Ngudu Kundan Deva. Parche Kunsul de Tabose, Solwa de Chingi Lapto Sol, China Samwe Parche Shiva. Samba Lungi to Parchingelo, Tuzum Sanje Guru Rinpoche, Ngudu Kundan Deva. Parche kunsaldu de tapose, solwa debzo chingi labdu sol. China samaya parche ishu. Samba lungi do para chingi lo uye rimbo chela sowa deb. Gargin parche mi jungshin. Tunge samba drupa. Chodan tumungu drup saldu su uye rimbo chela sowa deb. Gargin parche mi jungshin. Tunge samba drupa dan chodan tumungu drup saldu su uye rimbo chela sowa. Gargin parchi mijungshin tunge samba drupa dang chodang tumungu drupse. Uyen rinpoche la sowa de gargin parchi mijungshin tunge samba drupa dang chodang tumungu drupse. Uyen rinpoche la sowa de gargin parchi mijungshin tunge samba drupa dang chodang tumungu drupse. Uyen rinpoche la sowa de gargin parchi mijungshin tunge samba drupa dang chodang tumungu drupse. Uyen rinpoche la sowa de gargin parchi mijungshin tunge samba drupa da chodan tumungu drup saldu su. Zamling chitang yulkam di tatu nemu suzo dungal mingmi ta shuden sunam padru konto pe tatu trashi de le punzo sho. In the world in general and in this nation, may not even the names, disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtues, qualities,
Page
and merit
18.
and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly rise. In the world in general and in this nation, may not even the names, disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtues, qualities, and merit and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly rise. In the world in general and in this nation, may not even the names, disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtues, qualities, and merit and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly rise. Kuzan Tuki Tempe Juzinchi Suksir, which is long life.
Page 50.
Kunzang Tuki Tempe Juzinchi Nikdu Shitu Yalzen Lurzepa Palden Lama Kalgira Shabden Tuni Lundu Tashi Palbarasho Kunzang Tuki Tempe Juzinchi Nikdu Shitu Yalzen Lurzepa Palden Lama Kalgira Shabden Tuni Lundu Tashi Palbarasho Kunzang Tuki Tempe Juzinchi Nikdu Shitu Yalzen Lurzepa Palden Lama Kalgira Shabden Tuni Lundu Tashi Palbarasho Lama Kukam Sangla Sowa Deve Chodu Kutse Ringla Sowa Deve Tinle Tarjing Gela Sowa Deve Lama Dan Deva Mebra Chingilo Palden Lame Namba Tarbala Kichi Samyang Lokta Miki Shing Chize Lepar Tongwe Meguk Lame Chinla Semla Ju Parasho.
Page 51. Om Svasti, the indestructible self-born essence of Amitayas, primordially uncharacterized by either birth or death, by the truth of the fundamental purity of phenomenality itself. May the supreme guide of beings, the victorious one, may he live a long life with the unobstructed creativity of the Vajra clouds of highest ecstasy, expanding through space the skillful dance of Maya Jala, with the truth of the spontaneity of interdependent phenomena. May the supreme guide of beings, the victorious one, may he live a long life with the fearlessness, wisdom, and kindness, which is the power of primordial awareness, the essence of the precise secret teaching of the Vajrayana, the wish-fulfilling jewel, the victorious banner of teaching, practice, and action is raised to the pinnacle. May he live long as he fulfills the aspirations and wishes of living beings, sounding the Dharma as a conch-shell trumpet with the auspicious pattern of a right-handed spiral, causing the essence to enter the ears of many beings of the three habitats, above, on the surface, and below the earth, accomplishing the spread of victoriously in all directions. May this fortunate supreme guide and sovereign live a long life May the Lama Vidyadhara live for 100 eons, victorious in the war against adverse inner and outer obstacles, spontaneously accomplishing vast intentions of great value to the Dharma of living beings. May this most excellent, auspicious vision pervade forever.
Om Benza Guru Bema Siddhi Om Benza Guru Bema Siddhi Om Benza Guru Bema Siddhi Uye Rinpoche la soa de gargi parche miju tunge samba druba ta chodan tumo ngu drub saldu su sunam di tamje zigba ni tamne ni pe dranam phamje ni kega na che balong drub sipe sole drowa ra shu pama simje tamje tatu dengyur chi ngendo tatu tamje tatu tongbar shu janju simpa kanta sarju pa deta kunge monam drubar shu pama simje tamje tatu dengyur ngendo tamje tatu tongbar shu janju simpa kanta sarju pa deta kunge monam drubar shu pama simje tamje tatu ngendo tatu tongbar shu janju simpa kanta sarju pa deta kunge monam drubar shu. Jambarpo chitari kimba tang kundu zambo dayante. Teta kungi jaso dalop ching gewa deta tamche rabdu ngu, tuzum shikbe gewa tamche. Ngwa kana chodo nga pate dagi gewe sewe dik. Zangpo chuche rabdu ngu wara gi o. Okay, very good. That was good today. Very good song. So concise, this practice is so beautiful, this practice, everything in this. Really amazing practice. So high, if you look at it, so Inge Bendarikbe Sotosham, all these meanings are so highly realized level of teaching. Very, very high level of teaching. Here, of course, people don't... Now the Dharma has just come in the West, about 100 years or something. 100 years, Dharma just probably landed here, but actually Dharma may be less than 50 years. Yeah, I don't think, yes, people heard some name of Buddhism like 100 years ago, but actually just since the 1970s, since Chögyam Trungpa Rinpoche came
And then gradually other lamas begin to come. Then gradually it took place. So 70 to 80, 80 to 90, 92. So like less than 50 years, I think, And so it's pretty good in the last 50 years. It is, the Dharma was spread and people connected to the Dharma. But then, like if you look in Tibet, since 7th century, the Dharma came. But then 8th century, it really, it's just amazing when Padmasambhava himself came, he subdued all the negative forces and how he spread the teaching in Lady Shitsogel, how she concealed all those teaching of Padmasambhava in the rocks, in the water, in the lakes, all those dharma. It's incredible, activity of the Buddha. I heard his son Dujum Rinpoche said, if we make a mandala offering, the entire world, 3 times offer the world to Yishe Tsogyal, still we couldn't even pay her kindness, what she has done, So, you will understand the depth of his meaning and benefit. What's that? I see. Construction? From to our building, or? No. Okay. So when we do the practice, then we can get deeper to our own awareness. That's what Dharma is. When you begin to experience your own awareness, then the Dharma is so clear. So Dharma is not really outside. Dharma is right within you. So therefore, these are very, very high level of realization of His Holiness Dujum Rinpoche, and all the great masters. Like when I read the Yingki Benda, first of all, the English translation, still there's a lot of needs to be improved. And then, for example, and then there are a lot of hidden meanings. Like today I explained what is a mouth. So many times we think in the Devata mouth, so we have a literal, our own conceptual idea of a mouth, But that's not really what it meant. It meant so much deeper meaning is emptiness, basically. So, but these are all expression. Emptiness doesn't have to be like nothingness. You see, the moment we speak emptiness, your mind takes you away from your mouth. Either back to your mouth or out of your mouth. That both a problem. You see? We live in conceptual world, so much habituated. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. So Buddha already was trying to explain the nature of emptiness, even from the sutra level. And then here, the moment we say mouth, we have a problem. Oh, what is that? Now if we say emptiness, it takes your mind out of you, create a picture of empty. That is all not emptiness. So both are wrong. Anyway, so once you begin to understand true nature, meaning of emptiness, then you begin to have, very different feeling deep inside, meaning, And that will naturally come to you because His Holiness Dilgu Khyentse Rinpoche put it. He said, you will realize emptiness. It's ready to be realized. He said, it's ready to be realized. And it's your nature, so you can't escape once you really get into the practice. So, anyway, so I'm happy today. We all are here, and slowly, once this pandemic is over, then I like all our Sangha members to come join. Right now, things are still a little, pandemic is still some problems, so therefore I feel sorry that not everyone can come join here, but that will come soon, so I don't want people to worry about. Yeah, but when I do this talk, I'm including in my mind everyone, all of us, Dharma brothers, sisters, and all followers of Padmasambhava. Yeah. And thank you. So that was good today. Thank you. Okay, Tracy.